Hello and welcome to Full Send Broadcast Network, here tonight from Charlotte Motor Speedway with the Southern Excitement Racing League presented by Sim Racer Hub. Tonight, these guys are going to be going around here in the first round of the playoffs here in the Truck Series. Tonight, joining me up in the booth is Roger Pierce. How you doing tonight, Roger?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing?
Oh, I cannot complain, man. Finer than frog hair. Let's get around over here and see what's going on in the pre-race info here, brought to you by Sim Racer Hub. Tonight, these guys will be going 100 laps around this 1.5-mile D-shaped oval of Charlotte Motor Speedway. They're going to have a stage at lap 45. 4 sets of tires, 65% of fuel. That's going to get them about 28 to 32 laps of green flag runs. And then they got one fast repair. And the question that we have tonight is who's going to make the biggest mark on the playoff field as we run this first race here in the playoffs. The ambient temperature is 77 degrees. The track surface temperature is 85, 56% humidity, partly cloudy with 2-mile-an-hour winds. And that's your pre-race info here, brought to you by Sim Racer Hub. For all your stat needs and point needs for your league, go to www.simracerhub.com and they'll get you fixed up to keep track of all your league stats. As practice is wrapping up here in about 30 seconds, let's take a look at how the leaderboard looks right now. Justin Michael in that 87 machine on top with a 30.311. Dakota Camper up in second right now with a 30.36, and Jamie Dunning rounding out the top three with a 30.37.
Yeah, look, Justin Michael running that middle line with a 30.314. Not much difference there, but I think that middle line will definitely save the tires in the long run.
Yeah, that middle to high line for sure will help save tires. As we see Dakota Camper losing it a little bit right there on the corner, on the exit of turn 4. As we are
right
now
into the barrels,
throwing the checkered flag here on practice. Going to be moving over to qualifying here. As qualifying is getting ready to go now. We're waiting for a driver to jump out on track. Looks like we have the 5 of Matt Crockett jumping out there right now. Waiting for him to get out there and going.
Jonathan Cogswell also.
Yeah, Jonathan Cogswell on that 27 machine. Right there on the apron, coming out of turn 2 off of pit road, getting that Ford up to speed.
And run the high line around, get the most speed going into the tri-oval here.
That 27 machine right there of Cogswell, he is one of your playoff contenders. He is full song here coming into turn 2. We also have Matt Crockett out on track now. He finally rolls off the pit.
See the difference there. Crockett ran that low line the whole time. Cogswell was up in that middle lane.
Across the stripe for the first time. Cogswell goes to the top spot with a 56. Crockett should soon follow. You see Matt Crockett here in the 5 coming across the line. First lap's going to be a 30.45. That's going to put Cogswell back to second. We'll go back to following Cogswell as he comes to the line. Out of turn 4. Giving it everything it has. That's going to give him...
He's back to the pole.
With a 30.41. Here comes Matt Crockett trying to answer. Crosses the line. A 30.35. Wow. Monstrous lap time there by Matt Crockett. As those two drivers have completed their qualifying runs.
He beat his practice time right there.
Yes, he did by quite a bit, actually. I believe about 0.2.
0.2.
It looks like James McCanney out here at the end of pit road as he's going to roll off. Got Christopher Howell in the 18 and the 75 of Kelly Portman also. Check in on these drivers periodically through their laps.
Kelly's still making his way around to the blue cone. Jamie Lee Dunning out on track as well.
Lots of trucks taking this opportunity at the moment as we see McCanney take the green flag on his qualifying run. Looks like Kelly Poynor taking the green flag on his run right now. Going back to James McCanney in the 15 here. He dives it off into turn 3 at speed.
Running about half a lane up from that white line. Let's see what it'll do for him.
Crosses the line. Going to be P3 with a 30.69. Comes Kelly Poynor across the line. 30.80. Jamie Dunning working his way out of turn 4. It's going to put him up to P3 with a 30.45. Comes James McCanney again on his second lap.
Dunning holding it on that white line through 1 and 2.
Kelly Poynor goes to the top spot in that 75 machine with a 30.306. Here comes Dunning out of turn 4. Goes up to P2 with a 30.32. These drivers really laying down some hot laps right now. We have a couple of drivers still sitting at the end of pit road. The 18 of Christopher Howell and the 87 of Justin Michael. Waiting for those two drivers to take off here. Possibly waiting for the track temperature to cool down a little bit.
And smart move. You don't want a slick track, especially during qualifying.
So looking forward into this race, what are you kind of expecting to come out of this?
Ooh, since it's gonna be nighttime by the end of the race, the track's definitely gonna cool off. But in the beginning of this race, it's gonna be very slick. So side-by-side racing is gonna get these trucks extremely loose, but I think these drivers can handle it. And I'm very excited to see how the first 15 to 20 laps kind of lay out. That's gonna set the tempo for the beginning of this race.
Yeah, I'm a firm believer that tire wear may actually become a factor in this. Seeing how well some of these guys take care of their trucks. Because within 28 to 32 laps is when we're going to see green flag stops happen. And so that's going to be about a 3-stop race tonight as they're scheduled to go around here for 100 laps. But by the time they hit about lap 20, 25, them tires are going to be shot, especially if they're abusing them pretty hard. Right now, we got 3 drivers out on track. We got Christopher Howell that we're following along with right now. John J. McIntyre in the 2, and the 3 of Dakota Camper all out on the track right now.
All kind of running the same line.
We see Dakota Camper go up to P5 with a 30.41. Christopher Howell ran a 30.53.
Dustin Matson is now on track as well.
And Jay McIntyre with a 31.06. Let's see what Howell gets. He gets a 30.517. Camper goes up to P4 with a 30.39. You see John J. McIntyre coming through turns 3 and 4 in that 2 machine.
Matson took the first green flag, so this will be his first time lap.
McIntyre crosses the line. That's going to put him P7 with a 30.54. Right now, Justin Michael and Dustin Matson are out on the track. Michael comes to the line.
Matson up to P3 with a 30.34.
That had to have been Justin Michael's green flag lap right there. We're going to go follow along with Matson for his second lap here and then cut over to Justin Michael after Matson crosses the line. These two drivers here have been duking it out all season, back-to-back races. As we see Matson come across the line, he's going to be a little bit
It looks like
slower.
Michael's taking a conservative approach here as he goes to the bottom line for this run. His first green flag run, he ran the high line.
That's one thing Justin Michael has been known for, to run that high line just about everywhere we go. And get them tires nice and warmed up and get real sticky and then just stuffs it down there on that line and bust out a blistering lap. And let's see what it turns out to be on this time. Goes to the pole with a 30.275. Blistering lap time. Beats out Kelly Poynor for the pole position right now. We still have 3 trucks left to qualify. And those 3 trucks are the 98 of Kevin Franks, the 07 of George Jewell, and the 7 of Josh Anderson. Those are the 3 that have yet to qualify, and we're waiting on those 3 to jump out there. But we do not think they'll have enough time to even get the green flag, as we have about 30 seconds left here in qualifying.
Yeah, that was impressive to watch Justin Michael just ride that high line and maintain good speed and then just dive it down low.
Absolutely, yeah. Justin Michael, he's always been one of the ones to watch every week as we go to all these varieties of tracks. And most of the tracks that we have here in the playoffs for the Southern Excitement Racing League Truck Series have all been kind of in his wheelhouse. We're at Charlotte tonight. Next week, we're going to Talladega. And then January 29th, we're going to Pocono. Then February 5th for Bristol. And rounding out the season, February 12th at Las Vegas, where we'll be crowning our Truck Series champion here in the Southern Excitement Racing League. As qualifying has officially ended here, let's take you through the running order, or through the grid as they line up. We're waiting for them to jump onto pit road here. You see the cars stacked up there by the start-finish line. This is your official grid here, brought to you by Sim Racer Hub. For all your sim racing needs, go to www.simracerhub.com. On the pole, we have Justin Michael. Second, Kelly Poynor. Third, Jamie Dunning. Fourth, Dustin Matson. Fifth is Matt Crockett. And sixth, Dakota Kemper. Seventh is Jonathan Cogswell. Eighth, Christopher Howell. Ninth, John J. McIntyre. 10th, James McCanney. 11th, Kevin Franks. And rounding out the field in 12th, in 12th is Josh Anderson, and rounding out the field in 13th is the 07 of George Jewell. And that's your official starting lineup here, presented by Sim Racer Hub, as you see the trucks rolling off the grid right now. Drivers got a long 100 laps ahead of them tonight.
"100 laps of Charlotte, anything can happen."
Yeah, I'm really excited for this. It's going to be a lot of back and forth racing. For the first, I would say 10 to 15 laps, I believe. And about after that, I think they're going to start spreading out a little bit. But it's definitely going to be bumper-to-bumper racing all night long. As the lights are out on the pace truck, signaling we're going green this time by.
I was shorted.
And for those of you tuning in tonight, we greatly appreciate it here at the Full Send Broadcast Network. Tonight we have the Southern Excitement Racing League Truck Series presented by Sim Racer Hub. definitely going to be an exciting one as these drivers are opening up the playoffs here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, getting ready to crown a champion here. Waiting for that truck to make a hard left turn. There it goes. Waiting on the green flag. Green flag is out here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. The Southern Excitement Racing League Truck Series brought to you by Sim Racer Hub. Justin Michael with a good start. Here comes Jamie Dunning taking Pullmore for the second spot.
Guys are too wide going into 3 already. See what kind of runs they get. 6 gets loose.
Justin Madsen losing loads of momentum, falling back very quickly. Looks like he's going to settle in the eighth spot. Fantastic save by the green machine.
I don't know about you, but I hung on to something when that happened. I got scared for it. That was a great save.
Yeah, that was fantastic there on Dakota Camper's part.
It's Kelly Porter and Matt Crockett right now side by side. Crockett's gonna get that high line going.
For the second spot, looking fast tonight. Had troubles all season long, getting involved in incidents, mostly of not his doing. And look at him up here running in the second spot in that 5 machine. Running down the ladder, Jamie Dunning.
Just heads up to the high line. Maybe he's playing conservative right now.
The 54 of Jamie Dunning. Matt Crockett in second. Third is Kelly Poydner back. Third spot. Coming out the top of 5 is John J. McIntyre in that 2 machine. Jamie Dunning. Here between Poynor and Cogswell. These drivers have been side by side for the past 4 laps. Neither one of them giving an inch.
Looks like Cogswell had to lift just a little bit there to save that truck from sliding up.
And here comes Dustin Madsen back early with getting loose out of the corner.
Highline has a lot of speed, it looks like, as of right now.
Justin Michaels steadily falling back. He's in the 9th spot right now. I don't know if something happened to him early in the run and maybe got loose and had to back out of it, or if he's just playing conservative.
It looks like he's playing conservative. When they started playing up there, he kind of just went high and just let him go. So that 87 truck's definitely going to be a contender later on in this race if he stays out of it. If he stays his nose clean.
The sun begins to set here on the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Dustin Madsen making a move for the 3rd spot here.
So the battle for 6 with McIntyre and Camper. Side by side for a couple laps now.
From his gets loose right on the exit of turn 2. Save it and keep it off the inside wall. And so far, that was great recovery out of that green machine of Dakota Camper. We go back
Jonathan Cogswell definitely looking to strike here and just trying to figure out what line to take as it goes low.
We go check back on the leader, the 54 of Jamie Dunning, out to a 7/10 of a second lead over the 5 of Matt Crockett. In third, we have Dustin Matson. Fourth, Kelly Poynor, and rounding out the top 5 is Dakota Camper in the 3 machine.
6th, you have Jonathan Cogswell. 7th, John McIntyre. 8th, Justin Michael. 9th, Josh Anderson. And 10th, James McCanny.
In 11th is Christopher Howell. 12th is Kevin Franks, and rounding out the field in 13th, who did not start the race, is the 07 of George Jewell. As Jamie Dunning is now stretched out to over a 1.5 over Matt Crockett in the 5. Matt Crockett losing a lot of ground all of a sudden. Now the 6 of Dustin Matson and 75 of Kelly Porter working on the 5 of Crockett. They're going to go 3 wide almost out of turn 2.
Yeah, almost 3 wide. It's looking like Crockett might have used up the tires just a little bit too much there, trying to catch Dunning. But Dunning is doing an excellent job keeping that pace and saving tires.
Yes, he is. And right now, our biggest mover of the race is that 7 machine right now of Josh Anderson. He is up 3 spots since the start of this race. Out there trying to make a little bit of movement going on. Oh, we have a wreck right there. The 18 of Christopher Howell gets turned off the nose of, I believe that's the 15 of James McCanny. We seen that happen live right there as we were looking at Josh Anderson. Tough break for the 18 crew. He's going to have to use a fast repair to get that machine back up and going. Yeah, that 18
Definitely
machine is smoking.
Looked like some net code there.
Let's go back and take a look at it and see exactly what transpired out of this. We see right there the 18 of Christopher Howell and the 15 of James McCanny. We're going to slow it down right here for you. You see the 18 coming up. 15 came down at the same time, and it does look like a little bit of net code, but they probably would have made contact nonetheless with how much them 2 drivers were coming down and coming up towards each other. Definitely a tough break for those 2 drivers. They're definitely going to be having to look at recovering from that. Both those drivers going to have to use a fast repair.
Everyone down pit road.
And that's a really tough break for Christopher Howell, at least, because he is a playoff driver. As you see all the trucks coming down pit road, you just seen the 18 of Christopher Howell coming out with a fresh looking truck. He definitely used a fast repair. It looks like Jamie Dunning's going to be the first off pit road, with Dustin Matson in second. Justin Michael third off of pit road. Kelly Poynor is going to be fourth. Dakota Camper fifth. Matt Crockett, Cogswell. The 2 of McIntyre, the 7 of Anderson, the 98 of Franks, and the 15 of McCanny is the order they came off of pit road there.
I was a betting man. I said top 4 didn't take tires.
If they took tires, they took 2. But I would have to say, though, taking 2 tires would definitely be an odd pit strategy at this track. Let's see if we can pull up the pit stop time for these drivers. not showing me the time there. Let's look at pit lane time and see if that pops up. Does not there. See if we can get it pulled up here on the timing tower. The pit time, Jamie Dunning was in his pit box for 7.6 seconds. Dustin Matson was in for 6.9 along with Justin Michaels 6.7. So those three there took either fuel only or 2 tires, but I'm willing to bet it was fuel only, saving an extra set of tires for the end of this race because this is going to be a 3-stop race. And everyone from there on out, from 4th on back, took 4, looks like.
Yeah, but Dunning definitely was saving a lot of tires, so that's not going to hurt him at all. With that call, just for fuel only.
I would
now
have,
don't.
I would
go
have.
ahead.
I would have to say fresh tires is king here.
100% agreed.
The tire fall off, it didn't seem like it was too bad of an issue, but you seen how bad it was for Matt Crockett in the 5, the fall off that he had.
I definitely see tire fall off as an issue here. The 54 is going to be impacted later on with the drivers that took 4. My thing is, I would be curious to see how this 54 is going to launch compared to the fresh tires.
Now
he's gonna. So
I do feel like the 75 of Kelly Poynor and the 3 of Dakota Camper are in prime spots right now, especially once the tires warm up and they don't have to fight that loose issue. They're going to blow past these top 3, I feel, as the green flag is back out here. Dunning with a great restart, jumping out to about a 5-car length lead over the 87 of Justin Michael.
Matt Crockett got a really good restart too, but had to check up just a little bit because the line didn't go. But look who's up in 2nd place.
Yeah, that 87 of Justin Michael. Battling around the high side here, trying to take the top spot from Dunning. He's going to get to the door, not going to lead that lap, but look who's up in 3rd right now, pushing that 54.
Dakota Camper.
That's them fresh tires.
Oh, 7 on the high side.
Oh, a little bit of an issue right there between that 54 and the 6. Was the battle for the lead. You've seen it right there. The 87 of Justin Michaels assumes the lead. But here comes them fresh tires like a freight train.
Now here's your question though. 3-stop race. Did you take tires too early?
I don't know. I mean, if you can make a full fuel run, I think it's close enough that you're going to be able to take tires into that stop and be good for the rest of the race. As we see the 3 of Dakota Camper battling for the lead now. Matt Crockett trying to follow. Camper's going to make the pass on the 87 of Michael and take the lead. Your new leader is the 3 machine of Dakota Camper. And as you see right there, Justin Michael in the 87 falling back super quick now. He's already dropped down to 5th. Fits in loose 5th.
I think it's on the strategy, or if he just has that really bad fall off right there in the beginning of the race.
That's a very good question.
Because he was very competitive on that high line, and then when he was being raced against, he kind of laid low. Great battle between the 3 and the 5 here, though.
Yeah, as Dakota Camper is your leader, we have completed 23 laps, working on that 24 now. What do you say when they come to the line? We do a full send fired up for the people watching.
Sounds good.
All right, let's tune into these trucks and hear them go screaming around this 1.5-mile track at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Here's your full send. Fire it up. And that was your Full Send Fire It Up here on the Full Send Broadcast Network, brought to you by Sim Racer Hub. For all your league stats needs, go to www.simracerhub.com and they'll get you fixed up. Dakota Camper is your leader right now at about half a second over the 27 of Jonathan Cogswell. Cogswell looking strong out there, running in the second spot. He's up 5 positions since the beginning of this race. He's our biggest mover right now.
Just curious to see how this tire fall off is going to affect. Half the pack didn't take tires. So.
And the 75 of Kelly Poynor was one of those, I believe, that did not take tires. As I believe, let's take a look. I stand corrected. The 3 that did not take tires is the 87 of Justin Michael in 8th, the 9th place car of Jamie Dunning, and the 11th place of Dustin Matson. Those are the 3 that did not take tires. And it is definitely showing as those drivers have been passed and are losing the field quite a bit here.
As for third just happened.
As these drivers last pitted on lap 16, be looking for these drivers in about another 10 laps or so. Actually, they may be coming in about maybe 5 to 10 laps.
Actually, expect the 54 to probably be the first one on pit road.
Yeah, I would have to say if I was Jamie Dunning, I would want a short pit in this stint. Oh, as we see the 54 getting the wall. Right side of that truck definitely is beat up now. Broadcaster's curse strikes once again here with the 54 of Jamie Dunning. Oh yeah, that right side of that truck is flat as a pancake now.
A little bit of damage on the front.
That is not what that 54 crew wanted to see right there. We have a little battle going on for the 5th spot here. Oh, as the 2 of John McIntyre gets in the wall as we go to watch that battle. See how much damage he has on the right side of that machine. Oh yeah, it is beat up just as bad as the 54 is. Tough break for that crew there in the 2 machine.
Gotta say, great job holding it though. With going the speeds they're going and hitting the wall, to keep it from not spinning out or basically just grinding the wall to a complete stop. That was
especially with traffic all around you like that. It's definitely hard to do, and props to all these drivers being able to avoid making contact when these trucks are hitting the wall like that.
Yeah, Charlotte's such a tricky racetrack when it comes to the wall and turn 4. Turn 4 is just so slick that it just, if you're not in that proper groove, you're going straight up into the wall. And it's just like a suction. Like once you're up there, it's hard to get off.
Just seen a little battle starting to form there between the 18 and the 15. That has since dissipated as the 18 put a little distance over McCanny in the 15. We go check back in with our leader in the 3 machine of Dakota Camper, stretching it out to just shy of 1 second over Jonathan Cogswell in that 27 truck.
Now, if you were the trucks that took the 4, would you try to maybe hold out a little bit?
Yeah, I would try to stretch it out a little bit further if I could. And maybe under green flag conditions, not even take tires. Just take fuel only, get back out there and make up a lot of time, especially on those 3 drivers that were really fast that decided to take no tires under caution.
I mean, the 87 and the 54, 2 people that look like they can save tire. So, and the 54 had a pretty good lead while he was just saving tires. So I'm definitely not counting him out of this yet.
As they cross the line right there, we have 5 laps to go in the stage. The stage is going to end here at the end of lap 45. They are not going to throw the caution for it unless it occurs naturally. And they will award bonus points to the top 10. 10 points going to first and decreasing by 1 point all the way to 10th place, with 10th place getting 1 bonus point. And it's going to be interesting as their pit window is open here within the next couple of laps. It's going to be interesting to see if they actually have enough fuel to make it to the stage end.
I think they'll have enough fuel for sure. The 87, as I panned to him, he is kind of just cruising back here. Interested to see what kind of strategy he's running, but he's not really losing time, but he's not gaining it either. So
yeah, as Dakota Camper, he's gotten out to a 2.5-second lead now. As we see our first taker on pit road, the 6 of Dustin Matson comes down to be the first truck to get that machine serviced. Interesting play strategy here. Let's see if anybody else can make it to the end of the stage.
Maybe he just gets his 4 tires and a little bit of fuel, and then during the stage break, that's when he comes in and tops off. Dakota Camper, though, tell you what, he is putting on an absolute show up front. Just
Yes, he is.
run that low line and making it stick. As I say that, he chose his middle, but oh, there he goes.
Yeah, Dakota Camper out there as Jamie Dunning in the 54 comes down pit road. And we are now on the white flag lap of the stage. We see Camper work his way out of turn 4. The 3 machine's going to win a stage here. That's 10 points to him. 9 to Cogswell. 8 to Poynor. 7 to Powell. 6 to McCanny. 5 to Justin Michael. 4 to Matt Crockett. 3 to Kevin Franks. 9 to McIntyre. And 2 to McIntyre. And 1 point going to Josh Anderson. Looks like Josh Anderson also got in the wall a little bit.
Yeah, go to his truck, see what happened there.
I'm really surprised these drivers are stretching it out as far as they have as we take a look at the stint length that these drivers have been running. We are now on lap 30 for a lot of these drivers. They're stretching it out further than what we anticipated in the pre-race. We anticipated about 28 to 32 laps, and these drivers are really making it stretch, looks like.
Yeah, it just depends on the line they choose to run. Like, Camper's making that low line work, but he's running a modified low line, I'll say. He's trying to cut that apex, running up high and then shooting down low about more than midway through the corner. So that's what's helping him with his tires, but it's also a very interesting line to run.
Yeah, really getting a late entry and arcing it. It's kind of like a reverse diamond. Get a high entry, low center, and high exit, and that allows for them trucks to really rotate in the middle of the corner. And as we hear the 3s slow down quite a bit right there, maybe coming to pit road, he is. Dakota Camper makes it down pit road. That's going to cycle Kelly Poynor to the lead here. We have a lot of takers.
Cogswell behind, yeah.
Got Camper, Cogswell, Howell, and Michael all on pit road. James McCanny just come out of pit road.
.75 coming to pit road.
Let's see if Kevin Franks is going to stay out this time by. He is not. He's going to bring it down pit road. Matt Crockett in third right now. Looks like he's going to be cycled to the lead here. Going to lead him a lap here, get a potential bonus point. Oh, as he is shutting it off on corner entry. He may be pulling out a stunt that allows him to stretch it out to make it on one stop possibly. Never mind, he is coming down pit road now. That's going to cycle Dakota Camper back to the lead. And if my math is correct, he's going to have about a 3-second lead over Kelly Poynor after green flag stops have cycled around.
Yeah, I'm trying to do the math in my head and figure out who's. This definitely just got very interesting with 50 laps.
Yeah, as we're just past halfway here in the Southern Excitement Racing League Truck Series, brought to you by Sim Racer Hub. Green flag stops have just cycled through. Dakota Camper, your leader by a little over 4 seconds over Kelly Poynor in the 75. That 3 machine of Dakota Camper looking like he is on rails tonight. Really looking good out there and definitely has a lot of speed in that truck. Let's go right along with that 3 machine and see what it looks like from his perspective.
He's saving tires.
I don't know that he is. I mean, he's.
Is tire fall off not that bad right now?
That's a possibility. I mean, it's. I was expecting a lot more
sending
tire
it in the corner. He is.
Really going to be kind of interesting to see how this plays out as we get closer to the end of this race, with the final stop coming around lap 80 to 85 for a lot of these drivers. It's definitely going to be interesting.
I'm curious to see, because Camper is straight sending it in every corner. There's no tire savage, it looks like, which could be working out for him here. I mean, it is nighttime. These trucks do go a little slower than Cup cars, so that might actually help a little bit. But
one thing that's going to be interesting, though, that looking at Dakota Camper's fantastic day that he is having here at Charlotte, is next week they're going to be going to Talladega Super Speedway for pack racing, and he is going out there to get a maximum points night to potentially help him out next week at Talladega if he has a bad week.
You know what that reminds me of? It was Denny Hamlin, when he was basically asked if he wanted to race or not at Dega, and just went out there and went from the back to the front, just had as much fun as anybody. So I'm excited to see that. Just what line's gonna work. Talladega's always a fun race to watch and call. So.
Yeah, especially towards the end with these nail-biting finishes that come out of plate racing. It's fun for us to sit up in the booth and watch and be able to call the race. But man, being in them cockpits, it can be stressful as all get out. And one slight mistake can cost you and several other drivers their race. And that's the beauty of plate racing.
Like you said it, being in the cockpit in one of those plate races, your heart just go from 0 to 60 in a millisecond just from that wrong push or being close to the wall and being sucked in and going sideways. I mean, anything can happen, but it's a lot of fun, and I know these drivers can have a lot of fun with it.
You see right there the 5 of Matt Crockett and the 2 of John McIntyre battling it out for the 10th spot right there. They were side by side for a couple of laps.
curious to see if there might be, like I said earlier, some strategy in play. I could be wrong.
Yeah, let's give you a full field rundown here as they run. Field fairly spaced out. Right now, your leader, the 3 machine of Dakota Camper, out to a whale of a lead there. In second, we have the 75 of Kelly Poynor. He's been fast all night. Question is, does he have enough time to be able to get back up there to Dakota Camper? In third, we have Jonathan Cogswell in the 27 machine. Been up there, led a couple of laps, running back in the 3rd spot right now. In fourth, we have the 87 of Justin Michael. He's been looking fast all night, possibly on a conservative strategy right now after not taking tires over that caution that we had at the beginning of the race around lap 15. He slid back and has been able to recover back up to 4th, but not really having the recovery that he's been wanting since it's been nothing but green flags since. In 5th with a fantastic recovery after being the one of the 2 vehicles in the caution on lap 15. Had to use a fast repair, got that 18 machine back out, and has recovered back up to the 5th spot. In 6th, we have James McCanny up 4 spots since the start of this race in that 15 truck. He's been looking strong all night, been battling with a lot of drivers. Right now, kind of out there by himself right now as Matt Crockett comes down pit road. In 7th, we have Jamie Dunning in the 54. Started up front. Been up there most of the night, but as he gets in the wall right there again, broadcaster curse strikes once again there on the 54 machine. Tough break for that crew tonight, not having the night that they wanted. In 8th is the 98 of Kevin Franks. Haven't talked much about him all night. He's been sitting back here patiently, picking him off little by little. He's up 3 spots since the start of this race. In 9th is Dustin Matson in that 6 machine. Been fast. He's been to the front, been back to the back, and back to the front again, and now he's back in 9th right now, working his way back up. He's probably passed the most cars tonight overall by going back and forth. In 10th, we have John J. McIntyre working on the 6 of Dustin Matson right now in that 2 machine. He's been up front a little bit here tonight. He's right now currently running in the 10th spot. In 11th, we have Josh Anderson in that 7 machine. He's had a couple of times he's been up in the wall, flattening the right side of that truck, trying to make the most of what he has. And in 12th right now is the 5 of Matt Crockett rounding out the field. In 13th is the 07 of George Jewell, who missed the start of the race. And that is your full field rundown brought to you by Sim Racer Hub. For all your sim racing league needs, go to www.simracerhub.com and they'll get you fixed up to input your league finishes, to upload your race results, and they'll keep track of the points and stats for you. Fantastic website. Go check them out at simracerhub.com.
While you were doing that breakdown, there was an exciting battle between the 2 of McIntyre and the 6 of Matson.
Yeah, we've seen the 2 of
line.
McIntyre running down the 6 of Matson, and I guess he was finally able to get by Matson after we finished going by them. Talk about Anderson and Crockett. But that definitely did look like it was shaping up to be a good battle. It's a shame we missed it. Right now, Dakota Camper is out to almost a 5-second lead over Kelly Poynor. Kelly Poynor, he's had a odd night of sorts for that 75 machine. Starting up in the front, then getting shuffled back. And haven't really seen him come back up to the front until here recently after these green flag stops. Currently running in the 2nd spot.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see if maybe tire saving was something that was going on, because he's on the mission now.
Let's pull up the lap time history between him and Camper and see if what the lap times look like. It looks like he's been faster, or sorry, Camper's been faster the 3 previous laps. On lap 70, they were actually dead even. Let's see what it looks like this time by. Looks like Poynor, or sorry, Camper was about a 1/10.5 faster than Poynor that last time by.
Yeah, looking at both these drivers' lines, Camper's running that inverted diamond. I think that's what we were calling it, correct?
Yes, yeah.
Inverted diamond. And Poynor, I butchered that last name, is pretty much running the bottom, but he's not running the full bottom. So each of these drivers have their different line preferences, but it seems like that 3 truck's just basically it's on rails.
And while you were talking, we seen right there live the 54 of Jamie Dunning come down pit road and get service on that 54 machine. That's gonna put him 2 laps down. Gonna be a tough battle to fight back from that. We'll have to see if he's able to get back on the lead lap and possibly fight for a win here. Justin Michael getting sitting in the 3rd spot right now. Cogswell trying to run him down as Cogswell is slowing down. Oh, he's coming to pit road to get that 27 machine serviced. We are starting to see the beginning cycle of green flag stops here, potentially the final stops of the night.
This might be a short pit strategy from Cogswell. See how this one works out a little bit.
Yeah.
We're about 10 laps from what we said where it's going to be pits. So,
yeah, 5 to 10 laps, yeah. Here comes Christopher Howell down pit road. Oh, it looks like he actually got a piece of the inside wall. Hopefully it didn't damage that 18 machine and he's able to regroup and get back out there. Dakota Camper bringing it down pit road. Oh, looks like it came in a little hot there. Almost hit the barrier on the pit wall divider there. That's going to cycle Poynor to the lead right now. These drivers really trying to stretch things out here. They're really setting themselves up to stretch out this final stop. As you've seen that middle stint, they went about 30 to 35 laps roughly on that second stop. And this time they're averaging 25 to 28, maybe 30 laps at most. Going to be interesting to see. The 98 of Kevin Franks is on pit road. James McCanny in the 15 comes down pit road to get that 15 truck service.
Yeah, Poynor and Michael, though, they're not really pulling away from each other.
No, they're not. As they come around to complete lap 78, the scheduled 100. Right now, it looks like Justin Michael is actually running down Kelly Poynor.
Bring that low line all the way down.
Going to be interesting to see here.
Let's just see what kind of strategy, because there's only 3 cars in the lead lap, 3 trucks in the lead lap.
Now this is going to be the interesting part right here, is to see the difference between fresh tires and old tires, as Poynor is going to bring it down to pit road. But you've seen Dakota Camper out there drive around those top 2 of Poynor and Michael, as both them trucks are coming down pit road now. Get them serviced. As we have 20 laps to go here tonight. John J. McIntyre up in the 3rd spot right now. Looks like he will be cycled to the lead here in that 2 machine. But look at the closing rate on the timing tower there. Dakota Camper with those fresh tires just cutting down on that 5-second lead that McIntyre has on old tires.
Yeah, I mean, with what, 29 laps to go? No, I apologize, not 29. 19 or so laps to go. That's gonna be, well, he's already got the lead back, so we'll see what those fresh tires do for the 75 of Poynter and the 87 Justin Michael.
As right now Dakota Camper has reassumed the lead after that cycle of green flag stops. That's going to give him a little over a 6-second lead over the 27 of Jonathan Cogswell. Cogswell up in the 2nd spot, taking it from Justin Michael, who was up there earlier. Or sorry, Poynor, who was up there earlier. We go back and take a look at the 75 of Poynor. He's about 0.8 of a second ahead of Justin Michael. If these two can get linked up and really give it a hard push to the end, they may be able to run down at least Cogswell in the 27. But I don't know if they'll be able to overcome a 10-second gap to catch Camper.
I don't think with this time frame. I do think that if they can work together, they're going to catch the second driver of Jonathan Cogswell.
As they come across the line, 16 laps to go here tonight in the Southern Excitement Racing League Truck Series, brought to you by Sim Racer Hub. Dakota Camper been putting on a hell of a performance tonight in that 3 machine, really stretching it out there with almost a 7-second lead now over the 27 of Jonathan Cogswell. Cogswell really trying to stay up there in the 2nd spot.
I mean, for both these drivers, putting on great performances, keeping the same line that they basically started with. So repetition is key, and I mean, they've done it. To not basically miss your marks says a lot about what kind of driver you are.
Yeah, and as we say that, the 75 of Kelly Poynor now has the 27 of Jonathan Cogswell in the crosshairs. See right there in that shot. 87 and the 75 are running the 27 down. They might actually have a chance if they keep this pace up.
There's a possibility.
If they do, it's going to be really tight.
Very close. The Cogswell staying low because he knows that the freight train coming above him. They are on a mission.
Yes, they are. They are definitely on a mission to try to get to the 3 of Camper as they get around Cogswell right there, and they have set sail away from the 27 machine. And they are cutting down on that lead that Camper has right now. This is definitely going to be a interesting battle to the end here as we're coming to 11 laps to go.
As Dakota Camper coming up on lap traffic as well. This just got very interesting.
Yes, it is. They might actually have enough time because they are working together right here. We may be looking at a last lap battle here at the rate this is going. Let's take a look at the lap time history between Camper and Poynor. They have been almost a half a second faster each lap for the last 5 laps. And if calculations are correct, if they keep that pace up, they may actually catch Camper in time to catch his draft and possibly suck him right up to the back bumper of that 3 machine.
Yeah, I mean, there might be enough time. I don't know. It'll be close.
It's definitely going to be tight, but it may be able to happen. As the 87 and 75 look like they battled a little bit there. Looks like the 87 took the lead of that drafting duo from the 75. Right now they're battling the 5 of Matt Crockett, who's 2 laps down, and that's going to slow them up a little bit, cost them a little bit of time to get up there to Dakota Camper. But as they get around that 5, let's see if they're able to link back up and set sail. Less than 7 seconds between Michael and Camper now.
Yeah, curious to see what that was about. Maybe the 87 thought he was a little bit faster.
It definitely killed their momentum for sure. They have 7 laps to go here tonight.
We did have a question though in the comment section for what they brought up your favorite paint scheme tonight from Jack Dixon.
Oh, I would have to say my favorite paint scheme of the night is going to have to be that 18 machine of Christopher Howell. I like the color scheme that goes with it with the matching numbers paint on there. Really sharp looking paint scheme with a little bit of, I like the different colors of gray that are in the middle there of that truck. What do you think, Roger?
I like the 18, but I got to go with the 6. I'm a big fan of neon, and the Fanatec paint scheme that the 6 truck has definitely screams something that I would normally run. So I think between the 18 and the 6, that's what I'm choosing.
As we have 5 laps to go, it's down to 6 seconds between Camper and Michael. Michael running out of time quickly. Michael really cutting that lead down right now. It's down to 5.8 seconds. Make that 5.7. Dakota Camper putting on a dominating performance tonight in that 3 truck. Really coming out here and putting his foot on the throat of the competition here to start the playoffs in the truck series here in the Southern Excitement Racing League. Really coming out to make a statement, as that is now down to under 5.5 seconds between Camper and Michael. Camper's really going to have to mess up here in the next couple of laps for Michael to have a chance, but with all credit paid here to the 87 machine of Justin Michael, really putting in the work and rebounding after that last round of green flag stops to bring it back up to the second spot and cut down that lead that the 3 had. Man, that's just an amazing feat right there by Justin Michael, and can't say enough about it.
Oh, you really can't. As I said earlier, it might have been strategy what he was doing, kind of like laying back, but might have just laid back a little too much there, because he definitely has a speed to keep up with that 3 truck, and that would have been a really exciting finish. We could have got them side by side with a couple laps to go.
As Dakota Camper works his way into turns 3 and 4, looking for the white flag here coming out of turn 4. He sees the flag man. White flag is out. 1 lap to go here in the Southern Excitement Racing League, brought to you by Sim Racer Hub. Dakota Camper with a 5.2 second lead over Justin Michael. Kelly Poynor in 3rd, Jonathan Cogswell in 4th, and Christopher Howell rounding out the top 5. And Dakota Camper makes his way down the back stretch for the final time, setting his sights on turns 3 and 4, working his way out of turn 4 now. Sees the checkered flag fly, and Dakota Camper takes race number 1 of the playoffs here. Dominating performance. Justin Michael's going to be 2nd. Kelly Poynor 3rd. A little bit of a tongue twister there trying to say Kelly Poynor in 3rd. Fantastic race tonight by these drivers. Lots of talent right there. Some of these drivers bouncing off the wall, able to keep it gathered up. And ultimately, the 3 machine brings it home victoriously tonight. We're going to see Dakota Camper burn it down here for those of you watching, and we appreciate y'all tuning in here to the Full Send Broadcast Network. Tomorrow night, we'll be live again here for the Southern Excitement Racing League Next Gen Series for race 2 of their playoffs. Dakota Camper continues to burn it down there. Let's pull up our official finishing order here, brought to you by Sim Racer Hub. Your winner tonight, Dakota Camper, by 5 seconds. In seconds, Justin Michael. 3rd, Kelly Poynor. 4th, Jonathan Cogswell. 5th, Christopher Howell. 6th was Dustin Matson. 7th, James McCanney. 8th, Kevin Franks. 9th, Jamie Dunning. 10th, John J. McIntyre. 11th, Josh Anderson. 12th, Matt Crockett. And rounding out the field in 13th was the 07 of George Jewell, who did not start the race. And that's your official finishing order here tonight from Charlotte Motor Speedway in the SERL Truck Series presented by Sim Racer Hub. Let's get to our post-race interviews here. First up, we're going to have the 75, Kelly Poynor. Hey there, Kelly Poynor. You got a copy?
How's it
Hey,
going?
man. Oh, it's going fantastic over here, man. Walk us through how that race went for you, bringing it home in the 3rd spot. Definitely had a fast truck. How'd that race go for you?
Well, it seemed like it went pretty good. I don't know where Michael came from. I don't. He was like at the end of the race. He's there. I was like, wow, okay. Anyways, but I did all right. I was trying to save tires as long as I could and save more than Dakota, but obviously Dakota was top of the class out there, so he deserves the win. He did a great job and great pit stops, it looks like. So, but all in all, it seemed like a pretty good race, and I think one caution, that's it. So
Yeah. And speaking of that caution, you were one of the trucks that took fresh tires under that caution. Did you think those top 3 that stayed, that took no tires, did you think they made a mistake at that point?
yeah, just because I figured that these guys seem like they're really clean racers, and it was going to be a green race. So taking tires all four, I thought that was the way to go. Like I said, I don't know where Michaels came from. He just came from nowhere. Catch up, because I don't know did he get tires or not? Do you know?
He was one of the ones that did not take tires on that caution.
Well, he's an amazing driver anyway. So, but definitely, I took tires. I didn't think they were not going. That kind of surprised me. So, but I did think every 33 laps is about what the pit cycle would be. So,
Yeah.
I was just hoping for the best. Figured
Well,
there'd be a green tiger somewhere.
right. Well, looking forward to next week. We're going to be going to Talladega Super Speedway here in the playoffs. How do you feel about going out there and go a little bit of pack racing?
Talladega is just a crapshoot. You don't know who's going to win. It could be the last place guy passing everybody that crashed up front to win. So it's just going to be as long as everyone can maintain their line and not get too wild and crazy. I think it'll be a good race. But we do got to provide a show where we are racing. I mean, at the start of this race, it seemed like it was really racy. Everyone was passing. Everyone was doing everything fun in this race. So, but Talladega is going to be hopefully a good race. Right? There's going to be a big one.
Yeah, and Roger, you have any questions for Kelly here?
Yeah, I do, Kelly. You said saving tires, so we kept riding along with some drivers, and it seemed like the tire fall off wasn't really there. Can you kind of explain that a little bit?
Yeah. So our good laps are 30.4, 30.3, somewhere in there. And then it was down to 32. I was thinking that there was going to be quite a bit of tire fall off. I did not think it was going to be as little as it was. It just seemed like it got to a spot and it plateaued, and it was just a 32s, 32, 32. About where it plateaued at. 37 to 32 was the furthest it went off, which is surprising. I would have figured at least a couple seconds. It didn't happen as bad as I thought.
Well, you have any shout outs or sponsor plugs you want to get out there tonight?
Definitely. I want to thank you guys. You guys do an awesome job. Full Send Broadcast Network. You guys are awesome. I love watching it. I'm watching it right now, trying to get some tidbits, what you guys are talking about, the other drivers. Also, KPTV 75. That's on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. And Pointers Motor Supplies for all your AMSOIL need for your vehicles. So I appreciate it, guys. You guys do an awesome job. Thank you.
Well, much appreciated, Kelly. And once again, congrats on bringing it home third. And maybe we'll get to talk to you again next week when we leave Talladega.
All right. Sounds good. God bless you guys.
Thank you. You have a good night.
You.
And that was your third place finisher, Kelly Poynor, in the 75 machine, bringing it home third after a long night of ups and downs, able to collect it and bring it home in the third spot. Let's bring in our runner up here, Mr. Justin Michael. Hey, Justin Michael, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, congrats on bringing it home second. Thought you had a good enough speed right there with Kelly Poynor there towards the end. If y'all stayed linked up, be able to catch Dakota Camper at the rate y'all were going. Walk us through how that race went for you.
I mean, our pit strategy was terrible, but other than that, it was a pretty good run. We were able to come back there. I think at one point we were 8 seconds down, and especially to the guys that we passed there at the end. So I guess a good recovery, good point stay. So as long as we make it to Vegas, that's all that matters.
Absolutely. Yeah. I was talking to Kelly a while ago about tire wear a little bit. How was the tire wear for you in that 87? Were you trying to play conservative or save an extra set of tires? Because we noticed you didn't take tires on that caution in lap 16.
Yeah, we didn't. And that's where our pit strategy was bad. I figured everybody else would do the same, and it was only about 3 or 4 of us. So yeah, it was a pretty bad call. But after that, we just kind of sent it every lap trying to catch up, and almost did.
Yeah. Roger, you have any questions for Justin?
Yeah, Justin. So watching you most of the race, I saw you kind of like lay back there a little bit. Were you just trying to you're pretty racy at first, and you had the high line, you had the position, and then you kind of just laid back. Were you basically just seeing what kind of run you were gonna get, and stay out of the way? Is that?
I just want to see how it would play out, and also see. I was gonna let it go about 10 laps, see where we were at on fuel, just to see where we might be able to make it on just 2 stops instead of 3. So all the calculations said 3. So we were just trying to figure that out, and then kind of send it after that. But it didn't work. It kind of messed that strategy up with that caution.
Yeah, next week we're going to be going to Talladega Super Speedway for some pack racing. How do you feel about going out there to that 2.66 mile track?
It'll be a bit of a crapshoot. We'll probably lay in the back most of the race, just stay out of trouble, and be there at the end. So, usually it's a good track for us. As long as we stay out of the wrecks, we'll usually finish, pretty good there. So, kind of looking forward to it. And then I think the track after that I like as well. I just forget where that's at this exact moment.
Looks like Pocono after that.
Pocono. I do like Pocono a lot. And Vegas is my favorite track, so it's a good playoff schedule, I think.
Oh, yeah. Well, you have any shout-outs or sponsor plugs you want to get out there for the people watching tonight?
So everybody out there watching, hopefully it was a good race. Scott out there from Patented Paints for painting my truck. Sim Racer Hub for sponsoring the leg, so we definitely appreciate that, and appreciate you guys calling a good race up there.
Well, much appreciated, man. And once again, congrats on bringing it home second. Lots of speed in that 87 truck for you tonight. And hopefully we'll get to talk to you next week when we leave Talladega.
Thanks, guys. Looking forward to it.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too.
And that was Justin Michael, your runner-up finisher here tonight in that 87 truck. Definitely had lots of speed, but you heard it straight from him. A little bit of a pit call mishap that set him back a little bit, but a fantastic recovery overall, able to bring it back up to the 2nd spot and was steadily running down the 3 of Dakota Camper. Now let's get our race winner in here, the 3 of Dakota Camper. He led most of the laps here tonight. Hey there, Dakota Camper, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, congrats on bringing home yet another checkered flag here in the Southern Excitement Racing League Truck Series. First race of the playoffs here, and definitely making a statement by going out there and dominating, winning the stage and winning the race, having a max points day. Walk us through how that race went for you.
You expected it to go green from start to finish. That's kind of how most of the races in this league go, green from start to finish. Was surprised there about, I think, lap 17, got a caution, and everyone come down pit road. I didn't know if everybody was going to take tires, but I knew, just considering that most races go green from start to finish, it was probably still going to go green from there to the end. So knew I could make it to the end of the stage from there, so went ahead and took tires and was going for the stage win. And I was surprised to see a couple of my tough competitors up there. It was up in front of me, didn't take tires, and I was able to get around it pretty quick and lead a lot of laps.
Yeah, speaking of that, were you kind of surprised that those 3 stayed out after that caution?
Yeah, they came in and got fuel only to make it to the end of the stage. I was surprised that they didn't take tires, but I didn't know. I knew that it was really early. It was only like 15 or 16 laps in, so I knew that there would probably be somebody that didn't take it. And if we got a caution late in this race, then I would have felt it, and they would have been ecstatic.
Yeah, that's kind of what we were thinking too. And but definitely, man, you had a fast truck tonight. Once you got out there, you were able to stretch it out pretty far. How'd that truck feel for you?
Oh, I love Charlotte Motor Speedway. It's by far my best track. I've got a lot of wins here. Yeah, the truck felt good. I felt like on tires we were about even with Kelly. Justin was able to save tires way better than us for whatever reason. He's just really good. But I think the rest of the field we probably had on tires. So I definitely thought it was going to be a top 3 day, to second or third, but having Justin take that early pit stop and not taking tires is what sealed the win today. But the truck felt good. Even on the long run, it felt pretty balanced. It felt good.
Yeah. Roger, you have any questions for Dakota here?
Yeah, Dakota, I do. So with about 20 to go, Kelly and Justin started working together and just kind of started chipping away that lead a little bit. I know when I race, I have my relative on. Did you see that start happening?
Yeah, I short pitted, so they were about 6 seconds behind me when I pitted, and when they pitted, they were 11 seconds behind me. I'd gained 5 seconds in the pits, so I knew they were going to catch me, but I was just trying to get that gap big enough that they just couldn't catch me in that short amount of laps.
Well, it definitely paid off for you, ultimately finishing with about a 5-second lead. You have any shout outs or sponsor plugs you want to get out there?
Yeah, first and foremost, I want to thank God for putting me in a position where we can hang out and race iRacing every night. I want to thank Sim Racer Hub being a sponsor of the series. Unchained Motorcycle Ministry got them on the truck. They do great things around the Bristol Motor Speedway region. In my church, Gathering Place in Abingdon, Virginia, we're going to be partnering together and running some Gathering Place schemes pretty soon. And I want to give a big shout out to my dog Mac, who hangs out with me on my stream. I got a cam of him up there, the Mac cam, and he hangs out here. He sleeps the whole race, but he enjoys it, I guess.
Right. Well, next week we're going to be going to Talladega Super Speedway. How do you feel about going out there and doing a little bit of plate racing?
Yeah, I think I feel much better about it now after getting max points here tonight. I think we should be in good shape to at least make it to the next round. Hopefully we can get out there and we'll be pushing it and trying to get another win. That's definitely one that we can win, get another bonus point.
Absolutely, man. Well, once again, congrats on bringing home yet another checkered flag of the season. And you were also the biggest mover of the race, up 5 spots since the drop of the green flag. Congrats on that. And hopefully we'll get to talk to you again when we leave Talladega.
Yes, sir. Thanks for doing such a great broadcast. Appreciate you hanging out with us tonight, Roger. And y'all have a good one.
Thank you. You too.
You too, man.
And that was Dakota Camper, your race winner here in the Southern Excitement Racing League Truck Series, presented by Sim Racer Hub from Charlotte Motor Speedway, putting on a whale of a performance as he is going to burn it down once again here after his interview. That is it here tonight from the Southern Excitement Racing League on the Full Send Broadcast Network. We'll be live again tomorrow night for the Southern Excitement Racing League Next Gen Series from Michigan International Speedway. They're going to be going up there, making 100 laps around that big 2-mile oval. Sure to be some great racing there. And then coming up on the 27th and 28th of January, we got the Budman 100, a big one-off dirt race coming up. And the 28th is the Budman 600. It's the 600 miles at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Don't forget to set your reminders and tune in for that race. That's going to be a big race right there. That's $100 to win that one. February 4th, we'll be here again on the Full Send Broadcast Network with the pre-Clash Clash at Daytona International Speedway in the ARCA cars. And then February 13th, we have another big one-off race coming up with the Prelude to the 500. It is a Daytona 500 race here on the Full Send Broadcast Network. That's going to be another big, big race right there. Have another big payout for it. So don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know when we go live here on the Full Send Broadcast Network. And we appreciate y'all stopping by. And we will see y'all tomorrow night here on the Full Send Broadcast Network for the Southern Excitement Racing League Next Gen Series. For Roger Pierce, I'm Jacob signing off. We'll see you at the finish line.